All right, excellent, guys. So welcome to webinar 6, and we are halfway through the challenge. We're on day 45, which is just amazing. I've seen a few of you guys have shared your progress photos, and you've made just an amazing difference, lost loads of weight. We're going to come on to that in a second. As always, we're going to set context with a lovely quote. And it's a beautiful quote by Michelangelo when he was referring to the statue David. I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. I'm sure you've heard this saying about Michelangelo when he asked how did he carve such a piece of beauty out of an ugly rock. He simply said, all I did was carve away everything that wasn't David. So chiseling all the way that isn't us is what makes the difference. And how do we chisel that away? How do we ensure that we get rid of those areas that we don't need? What are those things that are added onto us? What is that extra weight or that extra fat that we don't need that we can chisel away and get rid of? So we're going to look at that and leverage Michelangelo's teachings to discover that optimal health and the ultimate us within there. We'll kick off with the objective, and I'd like one of you guys to please generate this. If you could read the objective and the line at the bottom. So either Rajesh, Shalini, or Sonal, who'd like to go? Come on, guys, who'd like to go? You're unmuted at my end. You need to unmute yourself at your end before you share. And Gemma's just joining us as well. Rajesh, can you hear? Shalini, would you like to go, please, if you could? Go ahead. You need to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Shalini.
Hello. Yeah. Objective. At the end of this webinar series, I will be someone who inspires others around me to live a healthy life, to transform lives. Has altered my own relationship to food and exercise. Understand the real role of my body, mind, and intellect.
Yeah, and the last line?
The world and the leaves around me are now inspired and choose to start living life.
Awesome. Amazing. Thanks so much for generating that, Shalini. What are you seeing in your life? What are you seeing in your world that's shifting as you've begun this program?
Mainly, I just want to lose my weight, and because I got the BP.
Yeah.
So I just the main intention is to lose my weight, as my GP prescribed to lose it as soon as possible, so that it reduces my blood pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is the main intention of joining this course. Yeah.
Okay, and what results have you got so far? What have you accomplished?
Yeah, I have reduced around like 4 kgs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why aren't you sharing that? I haven't seen an update.
I already shared it in 30th day of my challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was around 3.6, I think, 3.6 kgs.
Okay. Today's day 40.
When I started, it was like 80 kg.
Yeah.
When I checked out the 30th day around June 9th, it was like 77.6. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. That's really good progress.
But I haven't changed it now. I haven't checked it now. Probably I will check it within a couple of days.
Yeah, please check it today or tomorrow morning, because
yeah, sure.
The new challenge that's beginning, and it matters as when people share their results. That people
sure.
People that are hesitating to get on, you know, get to see.
I will do it, Rooney. Yeah. Sure, I will do it.
Awesome. It'll be brilliant if you do. And like I was sharing earlier today, I don't know if you saw my live video on the group. I was just sharing
Yeah, I saw.
Ash's video. Ash shared his progress and his runs and the progress he's been making there and one of his sample runs, which is just an amazing demonstration each week of how much he's increased his pace and just smashed his own barriers that were previously effectively only existing in his mind. And Ash, I think, has just joined us. Ash, welcome on board. And we have Andrew Bakama, who's also joined us from Zambia. So welcome, Andrew. I think his connection is just getting in. Okay. Yeah, I think Andrew is in now. So welcome, Andrew. All right. So we're going to go through a very quick recap, and then we're going to get started. Everybody else that's joined us, welcome joining on. We obviously start these calls at 7 p.m. sharp, and we have moved them to factor in our large team that is present from Zambia. So it would be great to really make it happen for everybody in the team, and that's why I'm committed that we do endeavor to start them early and make this happen. So recap on webinar 5. One of the assignments was for you guys to look out for any crafty labeling that you see when you're out shopping next, or I've seen a few. I shared one of the myths that articles on myths that we had around food. I think Tristan has also shared a brilliant article where he was questioning some people defying certain views and points we had. I've yet to reply to him. Some of them I agree with, some of them I think are not founded. And the other one is around interrupting myths. So how you can, our mind is so wired in a particular way, right? And you got to remember that this program is about shifting our body, shifting our mind and our intellect, right? That's the other BMI that we work on, the main BMI that we work on. And it's so hard. Whenever I've done, I didn't do this assignment in this challenge, but every other challenge I've tried to do this for 3 days. I'd love to find out from you guys who did this challenge, who tried to do this for 3 consecutive days, and what was your experience? Whether you successfully did it or not, I'd like to know who tried to. Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself if you'd like to share. All right, awesome. I'm not seeing anybody raising their hand or speaking up. Shaima?
Yes. Hi, Ronnie.
Hi.
Welcome back. I hope you're around with us, or are you still out of the country?
No, I'm here now. I'm back in London. I just got in yesterday, day before.
Yeah, I just joined in. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you with us. What I was saying. What was the question? I forgot now.
Yeah, no, simply if you interrupted your order of meals, did you take on the assignment?
Yes, I did. I tried to do it, but after eating something heavy in the morning, I was just sick. So I didn't know whether I could continue with the rest of it and not having to not have anything instead of having breakfast in the last. So I decided that I wouldn't continue to do that the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just too much. Yeah.
Awesome. No, thank you so much for sharing and giving that a go. The thing with this challenge, it sounds so simple, and it's almost like, why do we need to do that? I often get a question, why should we do that? It's actually to see how much we're so fixated in a particular mode of operandi. We want to just do it a certain set way, and because we've been doing it that way for so long, we are driven to eat by how we feel. Do we feel hungry or not feel hungry? And we're also driven to eat based on habit. We always ate at this time. We always ate this type of food for this type of a meal. And the only way we'll get to confront creating a new way is trying to interrupt that. Like, see how easy or simple or hard it is. I did it, and I remembered twice I tried it. I did 2 days, and then I blew it on the third day. I did 2 days, and I blew it on the third day. And eventually I did it once, so I did 3 days in a row. And it isn't easy. It's quite odd for 3 days in a row to go back at night and have oats for supper, or have some cereal for supper, or a green goddess smoothie for supper, because we're so accustomed to having a big meal at the end of a long, tiring day. So my invite to you guys that haven't, please do still try this. Take it on. It's 3 days in your life, 3 consecutive days. Try it out. And of course, cold showers continue. Webinar 6 today, what are we going to cover? We're going to cover understanding what it takes to bring definition, remove that stubborn fat, and secondly, we'll talk a bit about supplements. You really got to know supplements. We talk about a lot of supplements. I show videos and photos of my pre-workout, post-workout, and it's crucial that you understand how and when to use these so you get the most out of it. Guys, I want to tell you something. Our challenge really brings you phenomenal results very fast. Andrew's on this call, and look at Andrew. He has been going to the gym religiously, regularly for a long time, for years now, and he goes 4:30 in the morning, and he does 5 days a week, sometimes more. And within 5 weeks of this challenge, he's already lost, I don't know, Andrew, how many, 7, 8 kilos?
I think 5.4 kilos.
5 kilos, and his definition is coming up, so the fat is going away, and the muscle is now beginning to surface. We get effective and impactful results in this program because actually building muscle is very easy if you understand the timing, the integrity of the exercise, the type of exercise, and the timing of nutrition that follows that exercise or precedes activity. So we're going to talk a bit about that today and how to use supplements effectively. A lot of people there recommend many supplements because they will recommend supplements that are backed by a supplement sponsor. We aren't in that position where we're doing that, and we don't intend to mislead people to consume nonsense. We want them to use it what's right for them, when it's right for them, and when it's right for their body type. So we're going to talk a bit about that and what I have personally tried, and we've tried it with participants and the results that it brings. Okay, so we're going to kick off first of all with what we're calling 7 steps to defining David, or for the ladies, Davina. The first thing you have to understand about working out is really dealing with this thing that we call our ego. And it is the side of our identity that could probably get the worst of us. Shaima, could I just ask you to mute your phone? There's some background noise.
Sure.
Most people go to a gym and they're working out and they're often looking at the guy next to them that's pushing. This guy's pushing really heavy weights or grunting, and then we try to do that. And we think it's about heavy weights. We think it's about somebody who we're training with and they do a full 10 reps, or they do 12, or they do 100, and you think, I've got to do those 100 like they've done it. Or they do a particular class and they're doing it at such a speed or something. And we really get into a world of comparing ourselves to people. It's the worst thing you could do when you go to the gym. It's comparing ourselves to people is what ended up making us make a decision at some point in our life. I'm not athletic, or I'm not fit, and therefore we let go of our health. So the first thing you want to do, leave your ego at the door when you go to the gym, when you go and sign up to a sport, when you go and sign up to a run. You know, don't be confronted by what people will think, because when we were fat and unhealthy, they thought shit anyway. So we might as well not be worried about what they think, and don't compare ourselves to others. Secondly, when you compare, you can also cause a lot of injury, and you can just make your workout wasted because we are doing somebody else's training program rather than ours. The second step around getting that definition, really getting effective muscle growth, fast, effective, in a very healthy way, is pushing slower makes you grow faster. This is the irony of it. A haste workout is really a wasted workout, and many of you go there and we waste our workouts. So I'm going to play this little video, which I'd love for you all to watch, and if you could, I invite you at your end, time this video, time each move that this person makes.
What's going on? Today we want to do something special. That's right, it's Anthony and Chris. We're tag teaming. Show it up. Let's go. We're going to give you guys a great workout. And he's going to be kind of walking me through it. We've already discussed it. It's going to be a slow-mo workout, bicep workout for faster gains. Slow-mo for faster. He's going to explain more of that right now. I'm going to get into it and let him follow me. So here we go. So Coach is going to start with the rope. This can be a good movement to start with or finish with. The cool thing about doing slow-mo training is it's completely playing with the timing of the exercise, right? Normally when we do exercises, we're doing about a 1 second concentric, in a 2 to 3 second eccentric movement, right? But with this type of training, and what I'm going to have to do too is at the top, go ahead and supinate. Exactly. Makes it even a little bit harder, right? You're getting more muscle recruitment when you supinate through the exercise. It gets the biceps to respond better. So by doing this slow-mo training, the muscle is working a little bit harder, obviously, time under tension. It's better for your tendons and your ligaments, right? It starts, the weight goes up a little bit better, like when we do.
So what you want to do is you see the pace at which he's moving up, time how many seconds that is, time how many seconds he holds, and then how many seconds it takes to go down. Just watch that again.
Squats, let's do a couple more reps, Tony. When we do squats and we do bench press, we can handle more weight on the eccentric, right? That's why you do negative training. You can handle more if you lower the weight to your chest or lower down towards the ground with the bar. And the same ideas is for your biceps.
Notice the speed at which he's reducing it, right? Most of us allow gravity to take that down. We allow the cable to pull our hands down. Here it's a very controlled movement. You engage your muscle here. Most of us don't use our muscle at this part of the exercise. So really take something away from this video, because this webinar, understanding these principles are very deep, and it's something people at an advanced level of practice get from years of habituation and practice and being coached, and you guys are geniuses who will be able to get this over video.
You can play with the weight and the reps that you're working with. Last one, buddy. One more. Come on. That's it. Try to be steady all the way through. Don't stop. You don't want to stop. If you're having to stop, the weight's too much. You want to be fluid, and you want your count to be about 6 to 8 seconds up and 6 to 8 seconds down. Good. Very nice. So it ends up taking like over a minute just to do one set. Now, there are different ways to do it. You can do it with the rope on the cable apparatus. You can do it with dumbbells. You can do it with barbells. We're going to give Tony like 30 seconds. Then he's going to do the same thing for 5 reps with the dumbbells. Okay? Again, I'm going to blow the doors off the amount of weight that you're using for this, because this is extremely taxing. You'd be able to do 5 fast tempo reps with heavier weights all the way through, but it's a little bit different approach, but we're merging 3 exercises together. Okay, let's do the dumbbells now. All right.
So you want to get the point is that you can actually do this with lighter weights. When we go to the gym, we want to compete with the big guy. We want to compete with always lifting more than we've been lifting for a while. Strength doesn't come just by going straight to always lift more. Sometimes we have to lift lighter, do them slower, and that builds the muscle to then thereafter lift the heavier weights.
Nice. Obviously, he's having to really contract his abdominal muscles too to maintain really good posture.
Keep your core tight when doing this.
Big tip here.
Upper body upright.
Yeah, you can't, this really will eliminate the cheating that comes with heavy curls, which is understandable if you're going for max effort lifts. What you're trying to do is slow, controlled lifts here, improve your form, and work on your ability to handle loads through the eccentric better. Good. He's doing a hammer style curl here, which is fine. You can also do that standard supinated curl, or you can be neutral with a suitcase position at your side, and as you come up, turn the palm. Nice.
So see the slight twist in the bicep curl impacts a different angle of your bicep. So it really gives you a good rounded bicep. And just as a reminder, this is guys that are demonstrating this very important for ladies to develop upper body strength, arm strength, back strength. It's so crucial that the investment that you're making in your upper body now is something that prevents things like osteoporosis when you're aging. It limits things like a hunching back or whatever that may be as we get older. is really crucial from now that we're building our core, our upper body as well. Okay, that's primarily what I wanted to show you from this particular workout, and I'm sure you saw that. What you want to do is you want to take about 6 to 7 seconds going up, hold it there for about 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and then lower it down. So you want to take between 15 and 20 seconds for a rep. That is a brilliant way of first interrupting your routine. You want to do this for certain exercises. You can do it for your whole routine, or you can do it for just certain exercises where you want to shift the plateau of that muscle. You want to increase the strength of that muscle. It also saves time because you can do fewer exercises. So in each of your daily routines, there are about 5 exercises. You can actually do 3 exercises one day for just biceps, and 3 exercises at that slow pace will be more impactful than 5 different exercises at a normal jerk pace, where we're using jerk and gravity. The second thing is each one takes about a minute, and you rest about half a minute in between, and you quickly go to the next. One thing to focus on is what we call TUT, which is keeping tension on the muscle, the time under tension, right? So your time under tension is really good to start counting, get connected to how long you take to do one rep, and holding at the top 4 seconds or holding at the tense point, and then slowly lowering on the eccentric part of the exercise, or what's called the negative, or controlled negative. The third step we're going to talk about is using a manageable weight. As you saw in this exercise as well, they use lighter weights, but then they get to do them slower, and that's more focused and impactful. But when I say manageable weight, don't be too kind on yourself. Don't go easy. This is still a challenge, so you want to have something that's giving you resistance. The resistance principle is the 7 principles of effective exercise or muscle building. One's called resistance principle, or the overload principle. The overload principle says that you've got to lift the weight that you can't, which means you've got to lift a weight that's giving you more resistance than what your muscle can at the moment lift, right? Currently lift. So whatever it can currently lift, you want to be lifting more than that. It's called the overload principle. By overloading your muscle, that's where the build comes in. If you put a light load that you can easily lift, there's no resistance there. So have it manageable. That minimizes injury, so don't overdo it, and you can keep the right form and go to the right line of motion or the right range of motion, and focusing on contracting that muscle that you're working on. I'm going to quickly move on. So this is the squeeze and hold, right? At the top of every exercise. So when we've done the concentric part, at the top we pause there. How do you do that, and where do you hold? That last pause is it's like a underspoken principle of bodybuilders. When you're pushing the bench press up, it's the last inch of the push of the bench press where they squeeze their chest in. That's what makes the final definition for them on the chest. It's when you're doing that bicep curl, it's that final squeeze at the end when you hold the dumbbells close to your shoulders that makes the difference. So here there's shoulder and glutes at the top. This lady's squatting from point A to point B. It's at point B where she holds tight, squeezes, and then comes back down to A, again coming down controlled. The second image shows the guy again doing incline bench press. The third one with the lady again lifting, doing the seated, the dumbbell rows, the bent over rows. Here's another one which points out point A and point B. Point B is where you've got that fully extended, your tricep is tight. Key with this exercise is keeping your line of movement correct. So your tricep, your dumbbell has to swing or sweep along the side of your body, not going away from your body. And at the top, you want to tighten that tricep. This is again tricep extension. Again, same thing, you know, lift and squeeze at the top. Same with your leg curls, right? A lot of people do this exercise wrong. What they do in this exercise is they focus on bringing their feet to the butt. And as a result, what happens is their butt usually comes up and off the bench. Remember, when we're going to the gym, the biggest folly is we think, or one of the follies is we think it's about objective training, which means moving something from point A to B. So when you look at somebody doing this, you think it's about bringing my heels to my butt. When you think that way, what you end up doing subconsciously is you end up lifting your butt to move closer to your heels. However, if you do this exercise focusing on your hamstring, that the hamstring is the muscle here that's working, and you're focusing on that contracting, you keep your butt glued to the seat, and when you can feel that it's the hamstring that's contracting, then you eliminate the use of the other muscles. You focus on the hamstring, and that's what causes the workout. When you understand that muscles are just levers and pulleys, bodybuilding or building any particular muscle using a machine that's designed for that muscle is about focusing on that muscle, not the ancillary muscles around it. Step 5, impeccable reps. What do we mean by that? Most of us, what we do is we probably go to about 7-8 reps in the second or third set, and then we just put it down, we breathe a bit, and sometimes if we're decent enough, we'll pick it up and finish the last 3 or 4 reps. The painful thing is that when it's paining, that's the point where your muscles are just about to grow. They're just about to go through a nice rip for you to then build them as you eat protein after that. So many of us give up just when we're about to cause that right tear. And don't wait for the pain or the soreness to subside. Don't wait to get your breath back before you go into the next set. Many of us wait till we're fully back to normal level, and then we go into the next rather than having a 30 or a 45-second wait and quickly going into the next exercise. Step 6, precision, precision, precision nutrition. I speak about this a lot. I posted an amazing blog on our page. I hope you read it. It was a book I'm reading by Alex Ferguson. He spoke about what made all his team as Manchester United a top team, and they have world-class athletes, but what made the extraordinary ones, the David Beckhams, the Cristiano Ronaldos, what made them? What made Eric Cantona? It was focus on nutrition. He's mentioned that 2-3 times. It's a well-known fact about Ronaldo. What he wanted to do was to understand, how do I build this muscle? How do I develop this strength? How do I jump higher? How do I, block somebody more firmly? And he would really focus on that muscle and the nutrition required for that. So it's not just calories, but we focus on macro targets. And it's not just macro target at the end of the day. It's about balance, keeping the balance of the macro target throughout the day, and predominantly knowing, like, I want more protein after the workout, so you can go off balance then. The timing is crucial. Knowing when to get that balance is really crucial. Understanding that your body is being fed what it can absorb, right? So when you start eating functionally, you don't eat based on the stomach needing to be filled. You don't eat based on the tongue needing to be pleased. You eat based on the body needs to be able to absorb this, and what it's not going to absorb, I shouldn't take, or it should go out as waste, right? So it can only absorb 30 to 40 grams of protein at one time, and 30 to 60 grams of carbs at one time. Think about that. We often eat 100 to 200 carbs at a time, and when it's not absorbed, it is going into storage. It's going into fat, or it goes into waste. So feed the muscles and not the stomach. How can we make our muscles consume more? We make them work more. We make them work out more. And that creates the demand, and that creates the absorption of nutrition. And finally, the supplements timing is key, which we're going to talk on here. So supplement timing, right? We've spoken about this multiple times. I've shared it in videos, and I am sharing it again here. I think somebody might have asked in your webinar too, and I might have shared this image. So if you guys have any questions on supplements, please do ask them now. We don't touch supplements too much, but there are points where we reference them throughout, and that's what we'll be covering in the second part of today's webinar. If you're a morning gym person, or an afternoon or an evening, have a look at this image. If you go in the morning gym, what follows after that gym, I've got a little asterisk there at the bottom. Before gym, pre-workout, great thing is a coffee plus L-arginine plus creatine. I don't know if you saw my Snapchat today. Those of you on Snapchat, or those of you not, follow me on Snapchat, ronnie.rich, or see my other Facebook page called Ronnie Rich. I posted some Snapchat there, and there I shared what I was having before gym, what I was having after gym. And after gym, you have this thing called L-glutamine, and you have 30 to 45 grams of whey protein. What I do is I make a 60-gram serving of whey protein, which contains a net amount of 50 to 53 grams of protein. What I then do is I will probably drink half of it within half an hour after gym, and the rest of it I'm drinking slowly across the day. So I am continually feeding and fueling my muscles with what they need as they keep building over time. Okay, any questions on this? At night, 9 p.m., a great form, it's a type of whey protein, it's called casein protein. It's good to have at night, especially for people that want, your muscles build when you rest. When you rest, when you sat at work, or when you rest when you're sleeping at night, predominantly when you're sleeping. And so what you want to be doing is, or when you're sleeping rather, and 30 minutes after your workout, you want to be feeding it the right protein for the right time. If you're going to sleep because you're fasting for 7 hours by sleeping, or 8 hours not eating, you want to have something like casein protein, which takes about 4 to 5 hours to break down. Normal whey protein, impact whey isolate, is absorbed very fast, within an hour, hour and a half. So you've got to work with the timing of feeding and fueling your muscles. Any questions so far on timing of supplements? Any supplement you're reading here that you're not clear about, or whether you should be taking?
Hi, Ranak.
Yeah.
How's it going, man? You right?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, sorry, man. I was down. I was sick, actually. I got sick on Sunday, so I've been off gym for like 3 days. I had the bad flu, bad cough, man. So I missed the. Yeah, I've been a bit sick, but I'll be back tomorrow.
Awesome.
I wanted to ask about the eating issue, because in the morning, after I go to gym after 4:30 and I come back at 6, I have a green goddess smoothie religiously, which I really love.
Awesome.
And then I make my protein shake, which I've got that same stuff as you got, my protein.
Yeah.
And I put in is it glutamine? Also the 40. I put 60 grams. I put the 60 grams of the my protein, like as your video, and I think 5 grams of the glutamine in the same shaker.
Awesome. Yeah, that's.
And then
that's a really good mix. What I do is I try to have you can do it that way. I used to do it that way. A more effective way is, we'll talk about in the next part what L-glutamine does. L-glutamine increases the absorption of protein by your muscles. So if you think about it this way, you've worked out, when you've torn tissue, the next thing you want to do is feed it protein. But it won't consume all the protein. So how do we make it absorb more? Is we have L-glutamine. L-glutamine increases how much more protein it can consume. So we'll talk about it. So what you're doing is great. An alternate way of doing it is have the 5 grams on its own in a separate glass at once, and then have your 60 grams of whey protein spread out.
Okay, so when should I have the 5 grams of the L-glutamine in?
Right after your workout, within 30 minutes from your workout.
Okay, because I usually have my green goddess smoothie, and then maybe I put it in the green goddess smoothie, maybe, because I've got the plain one.
Yeah. If it's plain, then have it in your green goddess smoothie, definitely. You can either do it that way, but if you're having a green goddess smoothie right after gym, what time do you have your protein?
Well, this is it. I've copied you, and I've taken it to work with me, and I drink it slowly, like, because I have a coffee when I go to work. I love my coffee, so that's when I have my coffee going to work. After the green goddess smoothie, I take coffee with, and my protein shake, and then I drink that my shake from like 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Like
so I would say you're missing out on protein absorption, because if you finish your gym at 6 a.m., right, and you're taking protein from 9 o'clock, you are missing out on getting in. You should get in about 20 to 30 grams of protein right after your workout within 30 minutes, and then you can slowly drink it. So if you either take my protein within half an hour after, and then you can spread out the green goddess throughout the morning. You can switch those two.
Okay, so I'll switch the two. Then I'll have, instead of I'll make the green goddess smoothie to go for work then.
Yeah, and what I actually do is I actually do both. I would drink some of the green goddess smoothie throughout the morning, and I have 2 bottles. But up to you. But main thing you want to get in is between 30 to 45 grams of protein within 30 minutes after your workout, because then it starts working on your muscles right away.
Okay, and then just a quick one. Then, like in the afternoon and dinner, I still go ahead with the grilled piece of meat with some grilled vegetables or steamed vegetables, and I just have that as my lunch and my dinner.
Yeah.
Really, you know.
Yeah, that's
fine.
Make sure you're recording it and you're monitoring your saturated fat.
Yeah, because you cut me off my steak. You should only have my steak twice a week now, isn't it?
Yeah. Have white meats if you can.
Yeah, fish and chicken and that. Okay, no, great. So now what I'll do after the gym, I'm gonna make sure I have my protein shake first. Well, drink it like slowly, like what? Say like an hour. You say after gym?
Yeah, my protein within 30 minutes and an hour after the gym.
Okay, and then get the green goddess smoothie throughout to lunchtime. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a better way.
Okay, no, thank you for that. Okay, great. I've understood. Thank you very much. And great webinar.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks. So we're just now going to go and talk a bit more about supplements so you understand that a bit more. So let's move into that. Well, step 7, first of all, is getting a personal trainer, a spotter, a buddy. Why is this important? You know, we're on online health transformation business. We just had an event now. We're speaking to people. And I'm really committed that you guys are blown away by this challenge. I'm really committed that you guys get amazing results. Like in 3 months, if you look at, it's day 45. Rajesh, I think, shared his results today. I don't know who else has shared. I've been a bit busy, so I haven't seen who else has come through. But in 45 days, what you're getting, people struggle to lose that in years. I took my first year, it took me a whole year to lose 8 kilos, and I tried everything. I just over-exercise and injure myself. And in 45 days, people are smashing what I lost in a year. So my invite is that everybody should be blown away by the experience of this program. And to get the most, I'm going to be really straight with you. As an online transformation program, we can only offer so much, we can only monitor so much, and we would love for you to get the most. So if you are not doing exercise properly, if you're not familiar with the gym, if you're still not yet joined the gym, I invite you to get a personal trainer, get somebody who can spot you when you're working out so that you go beyond your comfort zone, or go train with a buddy. They can get to give you feedback, they can coach you, they can get you to rest less and work out more effectively. And if not, we invite you to take a video. Take a video of you while you're training, get somebody to film you. I wouldn't really say a selfie video because it's hard to do a selfie video when you're using your hands to lift weights. But if you get a video and if you share it with us, we can review it, we can give you feedback, but you just got to get some of your exercises filmed and send them over, post it to our page, and we can come and really give you some content, some great feedback back. Supplements now. Let's talk about supplements that really contribute to muscle gains, right? The main ones, like the number one there is whey protein. Now, some of you are vegan, you don't have whey protein. The alternate is obviously soya or seed protein. A great brand for seed protein or hemp protein or soya protein is called Pulsin protein, available here in the UK. I'm going to say this, I don't often say this, but for people in Zambia, if you really do need this stuff, and we can order it for you, and then you just pay us the cost of couriering it over to you. I won't always do this, and depending on people there and the demand, we could start doing it for some of you. But whey protein is the number one. It's the quickest one that is absorbed is a particular form of whey protein called isolate, or whey isolate, impact whey isolate. So whey isolate is what you want. It's usually between 85 and 90% protein. The number one that I've seen out there, the highest concentrate, is called Cytec, S-C-I-T-E-C, Cytec protein. It is pretty expensive. The next one up is like my protein, the one that I use. I used to use Cytec when I did my own challenge. I paid about 56 quid for a tub for that one, and for my protein I pay about a third of the price. Can you guys hear me? I'm getting a message that there's low audio quality. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm getting a warning here saying that they might be experiencing low audio quality. Okay, I'll carry on. If it goes, just raise your hand or something and I will know that there is, you can't hear me. So Whey protein is absorbed into muscles. It's what's the anabolic part of metabolism. We spoke about that in webinar 3, that the two parts of metabolism, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is when it's building, the building part of your metabolism, and catabolism is the breakdown part of it, where food is broken down and where other cells are broken down to feed cells that are creating a demand. So that's the muscle leaching. And during your 8 to 10 hours of sleep, you're fasting, but your muscles still need protein, and that's actually when they build. And that's when casein protein would just do wonders, especially for your people that work out late at night. Casein protein is something you must incorporate. Creatine monohydrate. This was like a big hit in the 90s. You know, South Africa, I grew up in Zambia, and South Africa had just gained independence, and there was a World Cup rugby that was happening. I think was that 91 or 94, I think. And South Africa ended up winning that one. But a big thing about that team when they were training was about this new thing that has come out called creatine monohydrate. And it was really big, and the whole team was on it, and they just had amazing results, had amazing muscle growth. But there are a few catches to this thing, creatine monohydrate. It gives you size and it gives you strength when you're training. It gives you size thereafter through water retention. So it will increase the amount of water in your body. So sometimes it's slightly deceiving because you do increase strength, but the size increase is not all muscle. Part of it's water. And increases muscle energy when you're training, so you can make yourself push harder during a workout, and then the protein intake after makes you really fuel the tear that you've caused. So that's really how creatine monohydrate works. I do recommend it. I recommend it as well for ladies that haven't, you know, that want to increase their strength. It's good for you to take. I would recommend that you don't stay on it for a long time. You can take it for 5 weeks, go off it for a week and a half, go off it for 10 days, get back on it for 5 weeks. If anyone takes creatine monohydrate, there's a way to take it. There's what's called a loading phase and then a maintenance phase. But do ask me when you're taking it, or if you want to take it, then I can tell you about how to do that. And your body naturally creates creatine. So the reason why you want to go off it every 4 or 5 weeks is just so that your body starts to generate it itself. Andrew, I see a raised hand. Is that a question?
Yeah, it's about the same creatine monohydrate.
Yep.
As you know, my friend Tom getting me that the same MyProtein is what you've got, the isolate, which is good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can get me the creatine monohydrate. First of all, do you think I need it personally, or is it only recommended for only certain people?
No, actually, it will be good for you. It will be good for you if you want to break a plateau. So if you are pushing the same thing on bench and you want to go beyond, I would say take it for about 4 or 5 weeks, get off it for 2 weeks, and then take it again for 4 or 5 weeks. You don't need to get MyProtein brand. There's creatine monohydrate available at game stores. I sent a photo earlier. It might be also in the closed group. You just need to get the one which is called pure creatine monohydrate. Any brand works. This one across the industry, you just go for the cheapest one because they're all the same thing, so long it says pure creatine monohydrate.
Oh, you said you saw it at game, yeah?
Yeah, they have it at game.
Okay, and then quickly, just when do I take that?
You take it 5 grams before your workout, 5 grams after your workout, 5 grams before you sleep at night. That's for 5 days. That's called your loading program. After the first week of doing 15 grams a day, you then go down to only 5 grams a day, and you can take 2.5 before your workout, 2.5 after.
Okay, please just send me that on writing, because I'm not really listening.
Okay, no, I'll do that. It is a bit complex on how to take creatine monohydrate, but I will share that.
And I don't want to overdo it or underdo it and mess it up or whatever, you know what I mean?
Sure, sure. The next one, guys, very important. A lot of you have seen these. You see them. Some whey protein, say, includes BCAAs. BCAAs means branch chain amino acids, and there are 20 amino acids in the body. Was it 8 or 12? 8 essential amino acids. Of the essential amino acids, meat provides you with all the essential amino acids, and the only vegetarian source to get all essential amino acids is soya. Soya is quite a superfood, and so it really provides all these amino acids. Now, if you are not getting it from your foods, you can supplement it, and I recommend you take it. It's not harmful to take this. And if you don't take it, you don't really lose out much if you've got good nutrition, like you're getting your meats and you're getting your soya. The three main ones that contribute to muscle building are L-leucine, isoleucine, and valine, right? It really helps with muscle recovery. So what that means is if you've worked out your chest today and you're usually sore for 2 days or 3 days, taking these supplements helps them recover faster. So you might recover in 36 hours or 24 hours, and then you can get to work that muscle again. That's how bodybuilding works. It's also a great energy source during exercise. So when we're exercising anaerobically, we tap into the without oxygen source of energy, which is breakdown of muscle to give us energy, and that's what these amino acids help. There is L-glutamine. L-glutamine is what we spoke about. It's what helps the absorption. So we already spoke about this, and this is what I was telling Andrew, that it's great to take this with your whey protein. Really good to increase the amount of protein that gets absorbed in your muscles. I recommend this one for everybody to be taken with your whey protein. The must that you have to take on this challenge is whey protein. All these other ones, when I'm saying I highly recommend, I do recommend them. They will make a difference and they will help your transformation be faster. They will contribute to strength and real healthy gains. That's what I'm committed that everybody experiences. Vitamins and mineral supplements, right? What are the important vitamins and mineral supplements? So a lot of the multivitamins that you can buy, I take multivitamins, but they have a low percentage of certain minerals and vitamins that I need for my level of training. Or there are some other vitamins and minerals that you might need for other areas of your life, like men, for reproductive purposes, you might want zinc in your diet. Zinc is great both for men and women that are trying to conceive or have a baby. There are other nutrients that you might want. So you might want to get vitamins and minerals that are specific to that. Zinc monomethionine aspartame, or ZMA as it's called, it usually comprises 30 milligrams of zinc and 450 of magnesium. And what you want to do is taking that zinc and magnesium, I take them as two separate pills. I take a zinc supplement and a magnesium supplement, and they're about 40 milligrams of zinc and 450 or more of magnesium. I take them both separately, and they really help muscle growth, muscle repair, and just recovery after a workout. Vitamin C, which A, C, and E are called your antioxidants. So you hear about these foods and fruits that are high in antioxidants, like blueberries. They are great for your immune function. So things like, I think turmeric as well, things like ginger, you will get certain nutrients or vitamins from there, minerals from there, that are great for your immune function, that have antioxidants. So remember, when somebody says antioxidants, they're referring to ACE, ACE, vitamin A, C, and E. Other things that you can consider, right? These are little things. Every small thing makes a big difference, right? So caffeine, getting your caffeine timing right before a workout will make you push stronger, will make you push harder during a workout. And guess what? If you push harder for those 60 minutes in a gym or 90 minutes in a gym, you get to make more impactful, effective workout. You get to create the right amount of tissue tear. And therefore, when you take the supplements, they go to work at building right away. But they can only build when you've caused the right amount of tear or damage. So having a good pre-workout has you go over the top. The top three, caffeine, green tea extract, taurine, even to some extent ginseng, but mainly the top three are great for giving you that extra boost and oomph when you're in the gym. L-carnitine and ginseng are also others that you can have as a pre-workout, and they also contribute to mental health, as well as to male organ function, right? So they're great for sex. So they also increase thermogenesis, lipolysis, which is a fat burning process, energy release, and short-term boosts of energy. So please take note, guys. Anything you're seeing here that you like, take note of it. Ask me on the group later, or just something you've learned. Feel free to share it on your Facebook page with hashtag FitBanker. Let people see that you're learning and gaining something, and it will subconsciously reside in you when you've written something down. Okay, so guys, that's all we had. We have about 7 minutes left. I've had to rush, but I do have time now for any questions. If anyone has any questions. Assignments before we do. it'll be great to get some videos from you guys. Send in some body training videos. You know, try some of the supplements. If you can get hold of this pre-workout called Curse, like the many of them, but this one, Curse, every time I take it, and the name suggests, literally you get your hands tingling, and when I was sleeping at night, I get like pins and needles in my arms. It's not good. I would stop it because when I felt it for too long and my hands were getting numb, I was like, this can't be good for me. But it's good to take about 5 milligrams or 10 milligrams before going to the gym, and it really makes you push over the top. So please, if you're trialing any supplements, take a video of you trialing that, and you know, just assembling it, literally pouring the powder in your water and shaking it and drinking it. Share that to us and just tell us on video, what does that taste like? What does it feel like? And we've got the next challenge starting on Monday. You guys are actually the biggest batch we've had. It's about 50 of you, 40 something, close to 50. And for this next challenge in June, we haven't got as many. Who is going to invite and empower the next batch of health leaders? If you guys have got amazing results in 45 days, if you've learned a lot, I invite you to pay it forward, offer this to somebody so that we can continue to make the difference that we're making. We can continue to impact more lives, and you invite people, friends and family, onto this program, and they can transform their health, right? We're all about health, and we're all about having people live life to the fullest. And third thing is, if you didn't do the 3 consecutive meals, back to front, do it. Do it, like mess your brain up. This thing is worse than any other mind trick you've played on yourself. Try it out. It's not easy. Are there any questions? We still have a few minutes. Any questions, guys?
Ronnie, it's Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Hi, can you just clarify what challenge you're talking about?
Oh, the 27th June?
The three consecutive days.
Yeah. So in the last webinar, I'm not sure if you're in the last webinar, we spoke about eating your meals in reverse. So having your supper for breakfast, having lunch, and then having breakfast at dinner time. So it was about interrupting myths. Consider that the way we were told to eat, that we should eat only 3 meals a day, and breakfast should look and feel like this, lunch should look and feel like this, and it should be of this size, and dinner should look and feel like that. Consider that's a myth. So to interrupt the mind pattern that we've been locked into, we invite you to try for 3 days. You eat your supper for breakfast 3 days in a row, and then lunch, you have your lunch and have breakfast in the evening. And try and do that for 3 days in a row. See how easy that is. It's a pretty hard challenge. And the reason we're doing it is to interrupt habits that we used to. Any other questions?
Yeah, it's Shaima, yeah? I just wanted to ask you, can you hear me, Ronnie? Can you hear me, Ronnie?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. I wondered, after 45 days, I see the fat level when we are checking is still high, and I'm a bit confused. What helps towards diminishing the fat from the body? Is it cardio exercise or weight-bearing exercise, or both?
It's both, and I will explain why it's both. A big part of it has got to do with cardio, right? And it's got to do with diet. So when I say cardio, in I think it was 2 sessions ago, webinar 4, we spoke about understanding your aerobic range and your anaerobic range. So if you have a Fitbit as an example, or if you are on a machine, it gives you your heart rate. So you want to find out what's your max heart rate, and max heart rate is 220 minus your age. So as an example, if you are 40 years old, your max heart rate will be 220 minus 40 is 180. And then what we say is you have to move from 60% of your max heart rate, have your heart running at 60%, which is called your aerobic zone, and then push it up to 90% of your max heart rate. So if your max heart rate is 180, 90% of that is about getting to a heart rate of about 162. So if you can push to 165, you want your heart rate to go from, what would 60% of that be? It would be about 108. 108, it should go up to 165. 108 to 165. And if you can keep doing that in an exercise, that's what a HIIT workout is. So HIIT is high impact interval training. What that program is designed to do, is designed to make you move your heart rate from a 60% max heart rate to a 90% max heart rate. So that's what you want to be looking at in your workouts, and you can even do that with a 7-minute HIIT workout that we shared. Have you all seen the 7-minute HIIT workout?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, so we've shared that earlier. It's also going to be in the group under the files section, or under the various folders there. Cool. Are there any?
So I got a bit confused. I got a bit confused when you said that initially it was this to have better impact by doing HIIT, but then earlier you said fast workout may not be helpful. We need to do it slowly. So now I know what you meant by fast and slow.
Correct. So the slowly is for building muscle, right? The slowly is the, you know, our design is 7-4-7. So 7 is about 7 days of cardio every day, your minimum walking, 4 days of resistance training. So the part we spoke about slowly was when we are doing our resistance training. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, great, guys. Before we wrap up, just a reminder, those of you that are London-based, we have a trek on Sunday, and we are going to, I have forgotten, there's some amazing caves out West London, and it's going to be a nice 10-mile trek. It's going to be shorter than the last one, but it's going to be a lot more scenic, and it will be quicker. We should be back in London by 3:30, 4 p.m. So those of you that are joining us this Sunday, please be in communication. And there is a group discount you can get if you book 3 or more. We've shared the link on our Facebook page, so please confirm if you're booking in. And last time what happened is people left it to the last minute and the ticket prices went high. So if you're in, make that decision tonight and book your tickets tonight. I'm going to leave you guys with a couple quotes. Just remember, we're halfway through, and the road to success and greatness is always paved with consistent hard work. Outwork your competitors, be authentic, and above all else, chase your greatness. This is by The Rock himself. And one more by him is, success isn't always about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. Greatness will come. It is a byproduct. It's what I keep sharing, and I was sharing today in my video to Ash, is 2 things, moderation and consistency. Just be regular with your routine. Never miss a day of cardio. Record your meals, because this is subconsciously getting ingrained in you, and just make your 4 days a week happen. Just be your word, play all out. And if anyone else, we are halfway through the channel, anyone else has any questions, any queries, you need support on anything, I think Gemma, I got a message from you, and anybody else, you want support, you want to get on a phone call with me, just message me directly. Let's set up a time to speak, and I can support you in whichever way I can. All right, thanks guys. Thanks everybody. Have a powerful evening, and have a powerful week ahead. We're looking forward to your assignments. Please take note of what the assignments are. See you guys.
Thank you, Rooney. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye guys.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Can you talk now?
I can. Let me just stop recording this.
Doesn't have to be on this line.
Yeah, I can quickly speak now. So why don't you give me a call in 2 minutes?
Okay. All right, we'll do.
Okay. Thanks, Gemma.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.